Hi, everyone. It's Linda G. coming to you from Northern California with my new face. I'm going to see the doctor tomorrow. There are a few stitches back here. So, we're almost done. It'll still take months. He said it'll take months before you see the full results. Because I look the same. I'm a little bit swollen, but then maybe I just got a fat face anyway. So, but I'm happy with the results. It doesn't change your skin, but I use that great product that really moisturizes my skin. Best product I've ever had. Hold on, let me grab it real quick. Andro Niki, Andro Niki, Niki. Put that, Google that. I use the nighttime repair booster, and I started using it on the little stitches back behind my ears, and surprising how fast they're healing. I don't know if it's the product or not, but at least it keeps it moist. So anyway, so I'm alive and well. But listen, I got to tell you guys, I got the weirdest hit on something, and you can tell me what you think. I don't know. I was listening to something, and someone was talking about how the CDC is not letting anybody know what's going on, like with children, what kind of diseases are coming up. They're not encouraging vaccines. And I thought, what possible reason would the United States government not want to assist with our children and keep them from getting sick? And I remember thinking, this feels weird. And then I got the strangest hit that if you're the ones who are in the mix, the rich and the wealthy, they got their own inside information always. But those of us out here that, struggle in this world, they could care less. They want them to, they're not caring about if we live or die. They would not try to save our lives. You remember how ugly he got during the COVID, and even Kushner, that they lied to the governor of New York, and they sent broken machines, and it was terrible. Anyway, this man could care less. He let people die because that's who he is. And I think let them eat cake. He hates his MAGAs. He talks about it. He talks about that they're an embarrassment. He hates them. So yeah, this is sort of something that they've been planning, and it's part of getting rid of the population. That's the hit I got. I can't tell you if it's true, entertainment purposes only. So not only is it health situation, and by the way, Robert Kennedy's a big joke. They put him in there not because they believe a word he says. They put him in there because they'll help kill off more people. That's what I'm getting. The other thing I'm getting is the National Weather Service. Number one, he doesn't want to spend money letting people know, because he don't care about the people like in St. Louis and stuff that are really going to get hurt, and people have already died because of this. Let me tell you something. If Mar-a-Lago got hit by a hurricane, you don't think the Air National Guard wouldn't be in there picking up all the pieces? He would grab whatever he needs to take care of himself, but he could care less about the people. Same thing with the Satan. I always call him the Satan. I don't know how else to say his name. Do you remember when he said, send the money to my wife? Don't send it to the Red Cross because it'll take forever to get to you. Send it to my wife and we can expedite things faster. And remember, I told everybody, do not send to his wife, because they're going to hold on to that money and use it for their own things. And that's exactly what happens. They're in huge trouble. And as we go through this stuff with Trump, like allowing people to die, it's just terrible. There is a hurricane season coming. In fact, they just announced on the Weather Channel that the Atlantic seas are higher than normal in heat, and we should expect a pretty good hurricane season. But it's like part of the reason they don't care is number one, they can just take off. They don't care. They don't have to hang around. And number two, he is not expected to be here much longer. He thinks he's going to escape, maybe leave for Saudi Arabia. Sterling always says that. But it's almost like I'll destroy this country as best as I can. And there's some insiders that know that's what he's doing. And then to hell with them all. Let them eat cake. That's what I'm getting. And tonight he's having the big dinner at the White House for people that bought his coins. And we're not privy to who they are, what international people there are. This guy has so many checks next to his name. Because I'm telling everybody, as people start freaking out even about this budget, which we'll get into, he has so many checks next to his name. Now, I always say, just give it a year and a half, because it's a year and a half before midterms. But I forgot that it's going to take a couple of months after November. It's going to take 2 more months. So it's a little more than a year and a half before the Democrats get put in. And then when it's crystal blue, if he's still alive, he's in so much trouble. And I think it's just like Sterling said, I think he'll try to escape. If he's still alive, he might even fake an illness. That's what I'm getting. Okay. But I see some significant hurricanes and I see people up in arms, furious at Trump and the administration for not helping. And then he'll blame them. Well, geez, I gave him carte blanche. He could have done something. He'll blame others. Just like Elon, wait for it. He's going to blame Elon for a lot of stuff. So right now he's living like king for a day and he thinks he's all that. Like I say, he thinks he's a hot piece of, what, in a champagne glass, and all he is a cold turd in a Dixie cup. His numbers are dropping, but I think his people lie to him and tell him, sir, you got the best numbers ever. You're the best president ever. No, he's not. He's the worst, including that vice president of him. The worst numbers ever for a vice president. So we shall see what's about ready to happen. But I'm going to tell you, when you go to panic, God forbid that people are going to lose income, etc. How do you stay alive for another year and a half till this is reversed? As soon as the blue gets in there, they're going to start reversing everything. They're going to start. Plus, they're going to be having so many charges. And all those people, Pam Bondi, all of them, they're all in trouble. All his heads, the heads of the programs he's doing. And I guess the Supreme Court, I haven't heard it on the news, but I saw it on the internet. I think they said he has the right to get rid of heads in departments today, which doesn't, he didn't have the right to fire all the people, but I guess he has a right to replace the heads. And remember that when our new president comes in, because, even Biden kept people from Trump administration trying to follow the rules. But if they're going to say, hey, no, you don't have to, guess what? They're gone too. So it's unfortunate about the world with these human beings. The earth didn't ask. The earth don't need us. The earth is about ready to do some shaking and bring us down to the realm of where there's so much anxiety that we have no choice but to open up our energy to the higher realm. It doesn't have anything to do with religion. It's about the love of our fellow man. That is beautiful. And that we want to help each other because we all got I shouldn't talk. I mean, I kind of know my neighbors. I couldn't tell you their names, We always say hello and stuff, but my one neighbor's tree fell on my house. I did give them a piece of my mind, but we're not connected like we are. So this guy's coming in. He doesn't care if we live or die. And he's going to create such a weird energy that people are just going to say, never again. Never will we allow this kind of ugliness to take place. Let me tell you something, too, that I heard while I was doing some interpretation to the realm. You cannot sell your soul to the devil. I didn't know that. I thought you could. They told me you cannot sell your soul to the devil. You are a creature of God. You always will be. You can be possessed or interfered with evil, but you cannot sell yourself or give yourself up to the evil, and the evil is there. Trump is not awake at all. He has no clue who he is, and he's getting sick. Yeah, he's getting Alzheimer's, definitely. And then he sits up there and holds those pictures of those white crosses where Black women who were assaulted and murdered are buried, and claimed it was white people in those graves. And he's just sitting there lying, just lying while breathing. And now he's going to have this little dinner, and he's probably going to have envelopes on the table where you can slide a check for a couple of mil just to keep him happy. This man is a glutton. He's just going down. I know people say, but when, Linda, when? It's going to come soon. It's okay. So now we got a year and 8 months. We got 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got a year and 8 months. If you can batten down the hatch and figure out a way to survive, soon this too shall pass. And let me tell you, people are going to be hitting the streets. By the way, I feel very bad about those two beautiful young Jewish couple that got murdered by a Hispanic guy, claiming for Palestine. It was. That's why I always say that's good that the people marching against Trump aren't murdering anybody. You just don't want that. Remember that dream I had where these snipers were up on the building and they were looking down at J.D. Vance and Trump? And I remember thinking, oh, dear God, please don't. Because if you murder them, then it just makes it worse. So I want to take a look real quick. And by the way, I get this strong, strong feeling of Putin going down. Strong. And I watched that guy that enjoys talking, he's from Russia. It is so terrible in Russia right now. People are just going cray-cray. And by the way, Zelensky has a big, wide area of snipers. They're all low. You know that one guy that just got killed? That was one of Zelensky's people. He is getting down to brass tacks. He's done with all his people dying. You know, people say, oh, America was the one that dropped the bomb, you know, which was terrible, killed billions of people, millions of people. Sorry, I'm talking like Trump now. Millions of billions. But it was an act of desperation because to go into Japan to fight anymore was going to cost the lives of so many of Americans. And let me tell you, Japan, you know, they hit the first hit. That Japanese emperor refused to lay down arms and say, okay, we give up. We had to hit another city. And as terrible as this was, and as you know, it opened up some awful stuff, but I don't see a nuke going off again. But Putin likes to throw that on us. Well, you guys bombed Japan, but you know what? We did it to save everybody else. We did it to save. And that's the feeling I get with Zelensky. He's doing this sniping. He'd love to get Putin. Apparently, there's already been one attempt not too long ago. Putin is scared to death. So they're doing it to stop this madness. And there's some people thinking about that with Trump too, because if people's mothers or children are going to be hurt by this, Americans can be pretty powerful. You know, they think they're just going to discard us. They're going to kill us all, especially anybody of color. If you're poor, oh, well, we don't need you. Oh, hail to the no. So as best as you can, energetically be in a state of homeostasis, be in a calming state and know that this too shall pass. If you can figure out how you can survive the next year or even coming up to his parade in June, and some people are saying he'll be gone by September, and I hope they're right. I personally don't feel it, but I hope they're right. But I've always seen him in that glass coffin, so something could be coming up. You know, the guys don't like to give that to you. And I was so mad when he won, but he didn't really win. You know, it was cheating and it was Elon. And I said to them, why? And they said, well, man has free will, which we know. And they said his people need to see who he really is. And when the last night or early this morning, when they voted for this big, beautiful bill with that Johnson, who acts like a Christian, is about as Christian as I am 110 pounds. This big, beautiful bill, we did beautiful work for the president. And Jeffries, Speaker Jeffries said, the Republicans just voted themselves out of office. And he is dead right. And I told you guys this too. What did I say? This is the end of the Republican Party. It's going to take years for them to build back up. Because as this hits, see, right now with the tariffs and everything, even I look at Amazon as much as I can to see if the change in the prices. And even at the store, I'm not seeing any outrageous, except my gas is always high, but it's always higher in California. Fortunately, I don't drive around a lot. But I just want you to know that the people of America will stand together and care about each other. I'm not saying kumbaya, because we always, since the beginning of mankind, even my tribe fought other tribes. I guess the Sioux Indian was the really powerful. And the Comanches, we were like, what do you call them? Carpetbaggers. We would steal your sister and get you to pay money to get her back. But even my tribe, you know, we're not all, we love the earth and we realize that this earth is here for us. And there's some beautiful words spoken by the tribes, but there were some mean natives who would take from others, from their own people. And so unfortunately, man has this thing where they're always in what they call a state of resistance, always having to prove a point, almost needing that energy to feel important or to live. You know, it's like you just need to create chaos so people will be looking at you. So, but that ugly evil of wanting others to die, that's with the Trump team. They could care less. And I got that hit out of the blue and it made total sense to me. I don't know what you guys think. I thought I'll be doggone. They want these babies to go. They don't need them. And then they're over there encouraging people to have babies. But by the way, we're not going to give you no health care. And you can go out and pick your own lettuce and tomatoes. But guess what? You're not going to have any health care. So if you get sick out there in the fields, too bad. It's going to be pretty ugly. But I see a lot of even people with money coming together saying, no, this isn't right. This is going to cause such an uproar, you guys. So it's not business as usual. But what's interesting between you and me is how, if this had been a Democrat, if Biden had taken that jet, you realize they would have called for his impeachment immediately. If Biden had said, you know what, yeah, we're not going to do this or that, oh my God, it's okay when they do it, but it's not okay if someone else does it. Then they need to go. So don't worry, he can talk till he's orange in the face. But his time is coming. It's about ready to go down. And that Marco is so much trouble. He's going to do that walk of shame. I see him doing the walk of shame. I see Johnson doing the walk of shame. I see Pam Bondi doing the walk of shame. I see them sitting before, you know, the Senate and before judges. I see big hearings happening. It's going to be a beautiful thing. We'll be all eating our popcorn. We'll be so excited. But we can't wish bad. You know, as much as, remember how I used to love to talk trash about it? I probably still do talk trash. But my guide said, shh, shh, shh. don't go to that side because it'll only create a resistance. It doesn't help you. So I said, okay, I'll shut my mouth. But that ugly feeling. I mean, a lot of us are feeling such ugliness that we haven't felt in years. I have friends who say, I used to think Bush was the worst thing that ever happened to the United States of America. But Bush was total stupidity compared to total creepiness from Trump. He's just a creep. So anyway, that's what I'm getting. And they say he only works 45 minutes a day at the White House. Probably he does a little more than that. I know he doesn't go down there till about noon. And it's probably because he doesn't want anybody talking about the smell from his dives. Think about it. He doesn't stay that long because he knows when the time comes, he's got to get out of there. So he doesn't want you to smell it. But hey, I can smell it, right? I'm in California. He's in Hawaii. I can smell it from here. Okay, so I think they actually laugh at Robert Kennedy. I don't know why I got that, but I feel they think he's an idiot. And Trump kind of likes the idea of a Kennedy working with him. But Kennedy, he's so pissed off about the Kennedy Center. They're not respecting him enough. He was yelling and screaming, whatever, you're about ready to go. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay, so since we're talking about Trump, let's just do a quick spread. And then I'll do the budget, and I'm going to get into something else. Nancy Mace. She's lost, wait till I give you the 411 on that. She's lost her mind. And we'll see if there's any more unexpected assassinations. And then I'll leave you go to be with your family. Hug your kids, talk to your friends. If you're alone, send peace out to the world. Just your quiet prayers help, you guys. You don't have to be in a church or standing before anybody. All you got to do is say to the universe, I accept whatever it is you think we should go through, but I ask that this too shall pass and that you bring nothing but justice and goodness to this United States of America. Because let me tell you something, I was watching the Abraham Lincoln series on the History Channel. It was bad, you guys. And Andre always talks about how our astrological chart is a lot like the Civil War. You think it's bad now. Back then, it was worse. That poor guy his wife got hurt because somebody took the things out of the carriage and she was in the carriage and it fell. And fortunately, she didn't get killed. But it was worse. And the anger and the hatred, vile hatred, the way man hates somebody because of their color, the lynchings, the KKK, it was terrible. But, there are always these people that just sort of turn their head. You're not going to get head turners like you did back then. But there will be no civil war, I'm going to tell you right now. But back then, living in that kind of environment, we're kind of living in it now with this crazy man, accepting gifts from Qatar. Oh, by the way, Netanyahu, of course, he made a statement about this terrible thing. If it was up to him, he'd come to America and start bombing. He said, I don't know if I'm pronouncing Qatar is a terrorist organization that feeds the terrorists that hurt Israel, and that's who they are, and they need to be wiped out also. Which is interesting because they're the ones that fed Trump McDonald's and gave him that jet. You don't think Netanyahu is going through the roof? Netanyahu is, maybe this is all true, but he's no better. He's another one that's got to look both ways. Okay, so let's look at Trump. Okay. And he told his people, we can't expect the United States to help us anymore. He just, Trump could care less about Zelensky, about Netanyahu, even Putin, but he does owe Putin. You notice how Putin ain't traveling anywhere? Oh, did you guys see that North Korean guy? I haven't talked his name in so long, I forgot what to say. What's his name? You know, the little short, pudgy guy. Big old ship, his big new battleship, and his wife was there, and they say they sent it off, and it turned sideways and fell into the water. They said he was furious. I bet you some heads got shot off. Kim Jong-un. That's got me in the mood for some Korean food. Okay. Tell me about. Somebody just said not long, Linda. Okay, so maybe we don't have to wait a year and 8 months. The writing's on the wall. The people will come together. And I see the administration coming together because there's going to be some, not violence as much as massive amounts of people. And I see them trying to get the Air National Guard or whoever armed and out there. And I feel there might be some, like the J6ers who signed up, who would actually think they were going to hurt someone, because I see people getting hurt. But I see a lot of military saying, no, we're not going to hurt citizens. Okay. There's going to be massive crowds. We're going to take a look at, let me put that down, June 14th. Did you see all the trucks they're putting on the trains, all the big cannon trucks? Because he wants his big parade. He thinks he's king. He thinks he's justified in everything he does. But he's about ready to find out. F around and find out. He's going to be in a war with good regular people. And he's about ready to F around and find out. He's a glutton. That's what this is saying. Justice is standing there with him. When he gets impeached or whatever's going to take him down, it's two huge main events, which it might have already happened. I think the jet is one of them. That he said he's going to have them send it to his library. He's not going to have a library. I might open a McDonald's in his honor, but he's not going to have a library. Ronnie McDonald's going to be there. Okay. My hair is I just washed it, so it's kind of washed. That's how my mom used to say. Did you kids wash the dishes? Okay, so will we see the end of Donald Trump within the next 2 years? Will this be over with? Just heard yes, thank you. Will we see the end of Donald Trump? There it is with the two things that are going to happen to him and the tower. I think some natural disasters are going to take place that really cause people, you take away people's health care and do all this damage. What do they got to lose? What do you got to lose? You need the people to stand up and be counted, because Americans aren't conditioned like North Korea's people. North Korea follows the rules. That's all they've known all their life. We know what it's like to have freedom. We know what it's like to have free speech. And we know about the three separate partners in the administration. And we refuse to go down this track. But look at this, you guys. November. This is November. And it's an ending. Okay? And he will be judged. He will be judged. Yes, he'll be gone within that, but I don't even know if he'll be alive. It's so bad. Maybe he wishes he wasn't alive. Okay, so I just want to look real quick. So Nancy Mace Nancy Mace is doing all kinds of drama. She's showing her naked body up there. It's all fuzzy to the Congress. She's using the Congress because she wants her fiance to give her 2 pieces of property that apparently they purchased together. It was part of anyway. The good news is the fiance said no. So now she's saying, I got all these pictures from your phone and all these other women. And so she's basically trying to blackmail him. And she's coming up there like, oh, poor me. I think she's lost her bloody mind. She's really angry about this guy. I don't know if he left her. I guess maybe he saw the cray coming up. And so she's acting out really bad. She follows this guy. She even thinks about taking him out. She wants this property. So what's going to happen? They're all talking amongst themselves behind closed doors, all the Congress people. Like Nancy's, she needs to take some time off and sort herself out. She's Trump's little pet, and he loves nudity. And apparently her assistant, who no longer works for her, said that he had a real hard time with her because within 2 minutes of the conversation, it always go to sex. She was a sexophobic. I think she's bipolar. I think she's got some issues. There's a sadness around her, and I feel like she's losing her mind. So tell me about Nancy Mace. Yeah, she's really upset with this guy. She's got the 10 of swords too, which means there's trouble. She's going to get put on the stand, and she's going to have to pay this guy. Ooh, she's not going to like that. She's not going to like the outcome for her. She's going to have some sort of sentencing taking place. I don't see any death. I don't see her grabbing a gun, but I am seeing her in trouble. She will be shamed, and she won't get picked up for the Congress again. She's going to be shamed. Well, using the Congress to get even with someone and to try to get money she's blackmailing them. Okay, so we did Nancy Mace. Okay. Now, I just want to take a quick look at Putin. Is he still around? Because I know he's scared. I know they have assassin people running around for Zelensky. I know. I was talking about it, and I was telling y'all, sometimes you need to do like you need to do, like America did with the bombing of Japan. There was no other way. And at that, when the first bomb got dropped, this Japanese emperor would not surrender. So then they had to do the second city. Then he finally surrendered. And if you think about it, that's how Putin is. He's he acts like we're doing fantastic. We're doing really good, but no, he's suffering. And Ukraine is getting him good right now. They got a lot of, although they're hitting the Ukraine, but the Ukraine is getting more of them. They're trying to get their munition spots where Putin hits apartments. That's who he is. He's just got that cool streak, like Netanyahu. I think he'll be gone before Christmas, you guys. I think he'll be gone before Christmas. He's looking for money. He's looking for money. There's a woman around. I'm worried about him. He's getting love from several women. His military is going to work against him. Tell me about the. He's really, you know what? It's just as bad to live in the way he's living because he's afraid. He's afraid to go anywhere or do anything. He's got a lot of people around him. He's terrified. There's going to be more assassinations. But he's just not going to sign the dotted line to stop this war. He still shows his rear, but they're going to hit him hard, and he may have no choice. But his health is really bad too. So Putin maybe has a couple of months left, maybe. So what is this? May, June, July. Okay, now, so I didn't answer now the budget. The big, beautiful budget. The budget that's going to wipe out children and the elderly. And that's what gets me. It's the Hispanics that voted for Trump. And then look what he's doing to them. Look at those Venezuelans, shipping them all out. I find no joy in that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say, well, F around and find out. I find no joy in that. But we all know he lies while he breathes. We all know he lies. He talked about the no tax on tips. Inside word is, and I got to double check this, is that it means cash tips. So we got to see how they write this up. But let me look at. It's going to the Senate. Let's look it up. The budget. I just saw one of those Japanese knives. So it's going to get chopped up. Okay. Senator Collins and others, they don't want the Medicaid out of there. I see them. And can you believe Josh Hawley? He's actually making some. I never thought I'd see the day that I was sick. Good job, Josh. He actually is speaking the truth, and he makes sense. And he's talking about how they can't do this. Like his state is mostly people on Medicaid, and you can't wipe them out like this. So at least he's thinking of his constituents. Nobody else is, especially not Nancy Mace. She's not a senator, thank God. They represent more of the whole state. The Senate does. Oh, and all those Congress people from New York and Southern California, they're all going to be voted out. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be and then I want to look at, let me put this down real quick. I want to look at Cory Booker. Okay, but I don't want to lose my train of thought on the budget. I almost feel like Fetterman and Booker are going to go. Can you tell me what's going to happen? Justice is looking at him when it's crossed with some evil. Yeah, there's a lot of disappointments and fighting about this. This is not going to be good for the United States, you guys. There's some compromises here, but there's some that it's going to cause the people to march. I've been telling you. Huge. You think there's huge amounts now, it's going to get even bigger. Wait till his birthday. We got to look at that, the June 14th one. It's going to be big. There will be compromises and a little less pain, but it's still going to be painful. They're going to do something that's really going to upset America. And like I said, you create where somebody can't afford their insulin. What do they have to lose? What the hell do they have to lose? Okay, so the FEMA thing is a joke. But let me tell you, Ron DeSantis and his wife are in trouble. So Cory Booker is friends with Jared Kushner. And when I heard that, it was like someone took a knife and stabbed. He stood up there and did that big, long Mr. Dibbs goes to Washington or Mr. Smith, whatever it was. and try to act like he was for the people? Hell no, he isn't. He's beholden to Kushner. Apparently, Kushner was the one who got his money up so he could run. That's the problem with these people. They're going to take out their ability to make money from the stock, too. Tell me about Cory Booker. I think Fetterman and Booker are going. They'll pick some new Democrat. Oh, by the way, my friend Annette Bricka, we had that day of answering people's questions, and she had the best time. And so did I. We really get along well. He's trying to make amends. He's trying to make amends. He's a smooth talker, you guys. I don't see him going out. Damn it. I wanted to see him going out, but I can't wish bad. He's got a difficult road, but he will disregard his connection to Kushner. Don't forget, Kushner's going to jail. And he'll be the first one in the front of the line to impeach Trump. So we like that, okay? Whereas Fetterman, I don't know. Fetterman doesn't feel well. Just like Nancy Mace doesn't feel well to me. Like there's something wrong with him. Okay, so let's look at this birthday party, military birthday party for Trump. Is there anything you need to tell us? And then we'll get into, will there be any more assassinations? And then I'll let you guys go. June 14th. I'm telling you, he doesn't stay down with the tribe very long because he has to have those breaks for his diaper changes. Oh, he's all excited about it. He's inviting dignitaries from other countries. Netanyahu won't be there. It's not going to be a wonderful, beautiful thing. I love it. Okay, so the Ten of Swords means something unexpected, something out of the blue, something ugly. So give me more. Let's look at the predictions deck. Give me more. What's the ugly? What's the thing that's going to be unexpected? What is going to happen? Give us some good news. What is going to happen? Here we go. June 14th, Donald Trump parade. Worldwide, so this will be viewed by a lot of people. A health matter. Interesting. So he might not be feeling well. See that this doesn't make sense. Foreign occupation. I think a lot of foreigners are going to be there. He's even inviting the Pope. The Pope won't come. So the Ten of Swords, what do you mean by the Ten of Swords? What's going to happen? Lies and deception taken by force. You know, they might even hurt people that are down there protesting. They may do something to the people that are protesting, and it's going to really upset people. Just FYI, I'm throwing it out there. Okay, I don't wish that on anyone. But they're going to do something that's going to really piss people off, and it's not going to be so happy for him. I'm not seeing him go, but he's already creating a resistance. Okay, so let's look. So this Hispanic man killed these two youngsters because he believes in Palestine and just innocent people. I can see where the hate comes from, like the guy that shot that CEO from the health people, but we can't go to taking someone's life. That's not for us to do. It's not our choice. If they choose to take people's lives in the name of whatever they're doing, that's their karma, but it's not up to us to take innocent people just minding their own beeswax. But they were a good looking couple. Will there be more assassination attempts in the US? Because can you imagine being Jewish right now? How scared you must be? Ooh, yeah, there's something else that's going to take place. Look at that. Some sort of war. Something's going to happen. The demon is involved. That's that feeling that I got that about what do you have to lose? Like, I feel like people are thinking it's so bad in Palestine. What do you have to lose? Let's make some sort of, but here's the coffin. So there will be some more deaths. I don't see Netanyahu dying. I see Netanyahu being taken and then put before the tribunal. That's what I get. So January 14th, something bad will happen on or about. I think they might be a little too rough with people, and then there's going to be some issue or someone getting hurt or fatally wounded. I see, I don't see him going down though. And Cory Booker is still going to be able to hang in there. He's going to schmooze his way out of this. He's a little bit of a drama king. Fetterman feels sick to me. Okay, so I love you all. I'll catch you on the other side. What's tomorrow? Friday? No, Friday I'm going to the doctor, so you won't see me tomorrow. Cheers, you guys. Love you all. Bye.